Hey guys, it's Jack and welcome back to the YouTube channel. A little bit of a different video today as I've not really planned this video and I've not really got an outline of what I'm going to say, but what I really want to be speaking to you about in this video is how you as an Amazon seller can basically gain an unfair advantage against your competition. This is something that I have really come to realization of over the past probably 18 to 24 months, that really with this one concept that I'm about to speak to you in this video, you can truly dominate your competition in the Amazon space. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Jack. I've been selling on Amazon for almost 5 years. I've sold millions and millions and millions of pounds worth of products on Amazon. We're set to do about £5 million in revenue this year, and we're aiming for our first £1 million month before the end of the year. We've got a full warehouse in the UK, full team of staff, and a pretty systemized Amazon business. So I've been in the Amazon space a long time. I know what to do, I know what not to do, and ultimately, I know what works through just failing myself, making tons and tons of mistakes. Pretty much every single mistake you can think of under the sun, I have made it at some point in my journey. So in this video, I'm just gonna be speaking to you about one concept really, and this concept, if applied to really every area of your business, can truly just transform your business. That one concept is gaining a competitive advantage. Now, what do I mean by gaining a competitive advantage? So, first of all, what I mean by gaining a competitive advantage is basically finding your edge. So, finding a way that you can better your competition in every single area. Okay, just to give you one tangible example to start with, is it might be that you've got such a good relationship with a distributor that you are able to access a certain product at a certain price that nobody else can access. Okay, and that would be your competitive advantage because nobody else would be able to access it. It's built through you and your relationship, and you have got that advantage against your competition. What I want to be talking about mainly in this video is how you can craft your own competitive advantage in every single area of your business. When it comes to gaining a competitive advantage, you really need to be thinking and applying this concept every single area of the business. On face value, you might just think, well, if I get a better price than somebody else, then that's really the only advantage that I can get. Well, it's not. You've got to think in every single area of the business. So for example, okay, you've got to think of the full roadmap and the full process A to Z of what your business is. In your Amazon FBA wholesale business, the start of the process is really finding a product, okay? Then it goes on to contacting the brand, then it goes on to negotiations, it then goes on to buying the product. You've then got to get the product to you, prep it, send it into Amazon, and then you've got to sell it. So you've got to break down all of the steps within this business to understand where you can gain an advantage. So for example, right at the start of the process, before you even contact any brands, you even source any products, you've got to think, what are the foundations that I need in place in my business? And how can I do this better than everybody else? How can I craft myself and how can I give myself an unfair advantage against the competition? So first of all, you've got to look at what everybody else is doing. So most people, when they create a business, they will create their limited company. Some people will even do it as a sole trader. Most people won't have a website. Most people won't have proper structured email domains, proper email signatures, maybe even a virtual landline phone number. All of these different things that you can use to give yourself that 1 to 3% edge against your competition. So the first thing I'd say in terms of a competitive advantage is set up your business presence so that it looks better than everybody else's. So invest the time, invest the energy into crafting and developing a really good website, okay? This doesn't need to be massively fancy, it just needs to be well structured, have the correct information on it, and really be positioned in a good way. So investing time and energy into making sure your website is really good is key, okay? And that's, again, one way that if you put person A and person B together, person A is a sole trader, maybe has a really basic website that's really unprofessional and doesn't really look that good. They don't have an email domain or an email signature, and they're just simply emailing off a Gmail account. They don't have a virtual landline address. They don't have a commercial address. Whereas person B has a limited company. They have invested time and energy into their website so that they look professional. Everything in their website is clear, concise. It says exactly what they do, who they are, and what they offer. They have a professional looking email domain with a professional looking email signature. They have a virtual landline address. They have maybe even a virtual commercial address, or maybe they're using a prep center or a 3PL for a commercial address. You've got person A and person B. Person B is going to have a significant advantage when it comes to opening accounts, regardless of what they say on the phone, what their email says, everything like that, just because their presence is so much better than person A. So that is a real world example of how you can gain a competitive advantage. And you need to transcribe this into every single area of your business. So moving on to product sourcing, for example, you need to be able to learn and identify what a good product looks like. Because again, 99% of Amazon sellers are not doing this. So you really want to double down on that area and really understand what type of listings you want to be selling on. What does the competition look like? What does the pricing history look like? What's the seller count look like? What does the, what do all of these things look like in order for you to get a good listing? And you basically just need to develop your skill set so that you can give yourself that unfair advantage when it comes to opening up trade accounts with suppliers. It could be that you really double down and you really learn how to communicate with suppliers well. You really understand what it is they look for, what it is they want. You really understand how to communicate with them well. And you do this better than your competition. What I'm trying to get at here is you need to craft yourself that competitive advantage in every single aspect of the business. When it comes to your business profile, how you source products, how you contact brands, how far you're able to negotiate with these brands, actually being able to access just certain type of brands, just crafting yourself that competitive advantage. Maybe it's even exclusivity. Maybe it's that you offer better fulfillment and better delivery, or maybe it's you have a more optimized warehouse than other people, so your prep cost comes down. Whatever it may be, just really, really understand that to really scale your Amazon business and to really do what other people aren't doing and give yourself that unfair advantage is you need to look at every single aspect of your business and think to yourself really deeply of what is everybody else doing and how can I give myself an advantage over the competition. And when you start to consciously think about that, day in, day out, of consciously everything you do, how can I be better than my competition? How can I buy better than them? How can I get better accounts? How can I source better products? How can I be 30% more efficient in my warehouse or my packing process? This is when you're going to start to see a compound effect of that advantage. And ultimately, without a competitive advantage, you will find it really, really, really hard to scale your Amazon business, because if you're just on a level playing field with no advantage over everybody else, you're simply going to be finding the same products at the same prices, selling on the same listings, and ultimately that's just going to be a race to the bottom. So you've got to find your competitive advantage. And if you take one thing out of this video, it's just really, I'd probably go off after this video and write down competitive advantage and just write out every single area of your business and really map your business out and understand where can I gain an advantage and where can I get that extra 5, 10%. It may only be 2, 3, 4%. But if you can be better at 2, 3, 4, 5% at every part of the stage of the process in your business than everybody else, that is how you will win. Go off, write down your business, map it out, and really understand where you can get a competitive advantage. Now, the main ways that you can really get a competitive advantage is through sourcing, contacting brands and getting good quality accounts open, and understanding how to negotiate properly. And they are your biggest leverage points. And if you want to learn how to truly master those skills and really understand what it takes to really be better than everybody else at those skills, you can go to the description of this video and you can book in a call with me and my team. We'll basically just run you through the full process, show you exactly what it is that we offer, exactly how it is that we can help. And if it's something you're interested in, we can walk you through exactly how it works and basically see whether or not you'd be a good fit to work with us. But again, ultimately, regardless of whether you book the link in the description, you need to be thinking about how you can gain a competitive advantage. So hopefully you've taken a lot of value out of this video. Hopefully you go off and you implement these things, and I'll see you in the next one.